Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a combination finding treasures and a tutorial. I was going through something I hadn't touched in about 3-4 years, and I came across this gorgeous thing, and inside with it was the template with an already prepared folder to go with it. So, let me show you what one of these looks like when it's dressed up. Now it has a front cover and a back cover, and when you turn the inside, you have two pouches that I decorated with those. I have put the things that were in the bag with this. I put the little reindeer up there this side and the poinsettia that side to make it look pretty. I found a card that I made and also a tag. Now this is fairly layered. You've got even the backing is layered. I just collaged it, obviously just collaged it like crazy. And this tag was made in 2019, so I've been very slack. The card has not been written on, so that is ready to use and to send away for this year as well. So that can live in here because it's Christmas. And I will put it in my Christmas box. If I can get the tag out first, Ruth. That makes sense, doesn't it? Get the tag out first. Then the card will slip in easily because it's not being impeded by all the layers of this card. And then I can slip that into there. Okay, over this side, I've got another tag that I've done. Once again, fairly well laid. That looks like it's just been the piece of backing paper, and I've put the rest of the bits and pieces on it. And then I must have been cutting out all of these bits and pieces to use, because I have got this little baggie full of bits of paper, little holly leaf, you name it, it's in here. And it's all double-sided, so it must have come out of a pack from somewhere, and I honestly cannot remember where I sourced the paper from or where I sourced the idea of the embellishment folder from. So if you are the original creator of this particular folder, please accept my apologies, because I know I got it from YouTube somewhere, but I honestly cannot remember who did it and when. So, that is what this looks like. And because I have just recently received a lovely haul, I wanted to have somewhere to put my bits and pieces so that they didn't get lost. I have yet to make a little folder or a holder for these. I've got two now. The one I did yesterday, which is this one. And I've marked it embellishment folder and the company that I received the haul from, which craft do you do. So inside I have decorated it with those little products there. There's the bag of embellishments, and there's the other one with the tag. And I used a little stencil that came with my parcel, and I haven't cleaned it off, I apologize. And I used my U-Butte walnut stain to go through and pretty that side of it up there. You can add other stuff to them if you want, but I chose not to, because I just happen to sometimes like a lot of white background, and there's nothing wrong with white background. It's a case of white noise sounds good. So that will sit eventually in a box on my work table, so that I have access to that very, very quickly. In the meantime, let's pop it up there, and I will show you what I'm going to do now. Here is my template. I've already gone ahead and cut it out and folded it. You need an A4 sheet of, I've used 200 GSM paper, and you can get that from any good stationery store. It's a lot thicker than some scrapbook paper, and it's not as thick as chipboard, but it is very stable, especially when you consider you're going to put bits and pieces on the inside and the outside to make it more stable. So let me just turn those. Okay. As I said, an A4 piece of paper. You need to score along one long edge at 2 inches. Alright. You then need to notch out this little section here so that when you fold these up, you will be able to get to them fairly easily. A 1/2 inch score along both sides, and then in the middle it is approximately 5 3/4. So that's that score there. So fold them up, fold that over, and then I didn't want to keep this inside because I wasn't sure if I could get my glue right on the edge without sticking to the back. So I've glued that way and that way, and when you fold it over, that's where you get your lovely folder from, and you can fill it up with all sorts of bits and pieces. So let's get into creating. I've already put the front cover on this one, and I've got it full of bits and pieces that I want to do with it already. So let's get started. I think the first thing I've got to do is put all my little bits to one side. Now this didn't come from any one particular company, so I can't give credit to everyone for the embellishments that are going to go in this. Now, as I said, I've already decorated the front. By necessity, tutorial videos are a little bit longer, so I apologize for that before we even start. I've got soup on the stove and I can smell that it's catching, so please forgive. I'll just go over and turn the stove down. Oh, no I won't. I'll see if I can rescue this. Okay, where's my knife? I hate it when that happens. I always feel like I've botched it completely and I just want to throw it out and start again, but I can't do that. I won't do that. Now, excuse me while I rush over and turn that stove down. Okay, I'm back. I am sorry about that. I didn't think it would catch without me being over there continually stirring. Now, I've got these two lovely sheets from the book I showed you a couple of days ago, and I think I'd like to put them like that, but on the inside back. Oh, I didn't stick that one. I know I stuck this one. I think because I was going to use the other one as a journaling card. That's why it's got the lined paper on it. Oh, it's a wee bit crooked, but that's okay. As long as I remember to do the other one a little bit crooked as well, it will not look odd. No, okay. Alright, so I've got the front and the back done. And now for the two front panels. I just grabbed a 6x6 paper pad that I had on the table, and I stuck the double-sided tape to the back of these. Now what I did to get the shape of these is I put that in there like that and then drew around the shape. What I'm now going to do is cut behind the line, not alongside it and not outside, because otherwise that will be too big. And I'm just making it scissor width, so that I'm cutting off the pencil mark but making just that little bit smaller, so that I get a tiny wee border of white around it. Before I put my double-sided stick tape, I wrote on the back of these to tell me which side I was going to put them on. Not a giant border, just a very, very thin one. And that just takes it just a little bit over that seam, which is fine. Okay, now to do this, I could use my decal scissors and cut across the top, but I'm being a little bit lazy today. I don't want to. I just want something clean and simple to show you, and hopefully inspire you to make one for yourself, or two, or three, or four, or however many you want or need. Oh, that's right, I cut that this way. It's okay. I thought I'd made a major mistake and cut it the wrong way, but I haven't. I do remember turning this paper up the opposite direction, so I do believe that my triangles are going to be opposing. That's fine. Once again, a little fine border on the side and on the top, but not the bottom. Okay. Now, in the interest of time consumption, I made this little book beforehand. There's, I don't know how many pages there are, because this was in the found box. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little sheets of paper on a piece of double-sided scrap. I've put a little bit of lace on and then stapled them together. I've put a little bit of lace there and a pretty little flower, and that can sit into that little spot there. Now I have another one of those. Once again, double-sided paper. Half a dozen sheets of little pieces of paper for writing on. Staple, lace, flower, and an N for notebook, and they can sit there quite nicely like that. So when I need a little notebook, a little mini for a journal, I can come to this embellishment folder and take these out, knowing that I've got them already made. And a hidden paper clip can just sit in there for now and hold those little birds in place. I've also made some layered embellishments. As I was doing this, the pieces that were off-cut from these papers, I've put them together to make these little strips. So there's that little pretty one there. It's got the lace, some little bits of paper, a little bit of tissue, and a little piece of paper that I'd used to stencil on, and I've glued that one with a tiny wee drop there. So that can sit in there. This one needs a little bit of finishing. I will use the decal scissors on this one. They're not it. Just to give it a little bit of glitz and glamour. there is that one. It can sit behind. Now with this one, you can see there's the papers that I've used, and I found this little leaf on my table, so that went on there too, with a domino underneath. And there is this one. Now these are absolutely wonderful to include in your journals or little packets like this, because you can then tear them off those strips and use them use them in a journal. Oh, excuse me. I've got something nasty in my throat and I can't shift it. Excuse me. And there's one I used before with the decal scissors to make it look pretty. But there you have a halfway decent embellishment folder. And what I'm going to do now is just finish it off with a little Marcus, greatest gift in life is your friendship. I think that's really lovely, so I'm going to put that on the front. And you can see it didn't take me very long to do those. A little bit of preparation beforehand always helps a great deal. Look really nice behind this is a little piece of fabric. That's too thick. No, I'll just leave it for now. Okay. And there you have it. Now, if you put the time it's taken me to do this little tutorial on top of your prep time, double the length of this video, and you've got how long it would take you to do one of these. Not very long at all, because as you're doing them, you're sort of preparing things along the way. Now, for example, I had this on my table from when I was stamping on it, a little piece of the booklet that I've been working from, a little thing, and I've put them together with a glide-on clip or an office clip, so that as I'm working on my next project, I can just slip any scraps onto here and then staple it at the top, and I've got another embellishment to use. So thank you very, very much for watching my little tutorial this morning. I do hope I've enthused you to do something similar. And like I said, I'll get a little folder going, or I'll make up a little box that looks like one of those things that come down like that. What the heck are they called? Magazine holder. That's it. And then I'll be able to store these alongside each other in my magazine holder and know that I've got a lot of little embellishments there. So thank you once again, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time today, and I appreciate all my subscribers, both new and longer standing ones, and I will catch up with you on the next video. Bye bye for now.